So the harsh truths about starting vending in 2026 is that the entire game has changed. My name is Dominick Barbato. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. I've published hundreds of videos teaching you how to start, grow, and successfully scale a vending operation. But in this video, I want to break down some truths in 2026 about where the industry's come from and its evolution to present day and what you need to be worried about when growing your vending business in 2026. So let's hop right in to the first truth. Machines don't make money anymore. And by that, I simply mean that putting a machine on any location and expecting to generate a profit is a dead-end way to fail in this industry. Locations matter more than ever now, and so do the products, but this isn't the passive game it used to be because the inflation has eaten up a lot of the profits of the vending machine business. Yes, we still collect fat stacks of cash, and we go to our machines every few days, once a week, whatever it is, we collect from our machines. But locations have changed, the demographics have changed, the types of products they want have changed. It's no longer selling candy, drinks, and Doritos. You now have to adapt to what the consumer wants and the consumer behavior because snacking has evolved. Now it's this whole different functional snacks, functional drinks. Everything has to have a function before we consume them. So knowing that this industry has changed, I also want to point out the fact that there are plenty of locations that will eat your Doritos, that will eat your Hershey bars, that will drink your soda, but some locations you have to be aware of the demographics inside there because it may affect your bottom line. Foot traffic would be truth number 2, which is you've basically been lied to that having foot traffic will generate lots of revenue for your vending business. Yes, that is a big part of it, but in 2026, the type of foot traffic and the area in which you put your vending machine matters a lot more than simply getting a number of foot traffic. Okay, there's 75 people here every single day. Now we live in a remote world. We live in a world where not everyone is in the office. And I saw it with my vending business where people now kind of have mixed work schedules where maybe Monday, Wednesday, they're in the office, Tuesday, Thursday, they're basically at home, Friday they have off. The environment of how people are working is changing. So knowing that when you go to locations, you see the foot traffic, you make sure you see a lot of employees, because if you only see a few employees when you go to a location to make sure they need vending machines, that those employees are there and that the machines where they're being placed is in a highly visible location that either they pass multiple times a day or they at least see once, twice, 3 times a day. Because now it's a matter of where that machine is and just getting highly repeatable sales, because once you have a customer at a vending machine, as long as you continue to deliver good service, good quality products, and good prices, you have a customer for as long as that employee is at that business. And I think that's a very important thing to kind of keep in mind. Also, I had a video years ago where I walked business to business placing vending machines. I actually did this a few times, and even one of the times I ended up shaving my head, but I did end up getting a location. The game has changed for walk-in visits. Walk-in visits, I wouldn't say are obsolete, but walk-in visits are not the same type of effort that you want. Now in a world of being able to reach out via email, being able to get a contact person's name and number on LinkedIn or via Google search, or just going on Google Maps simply and searching vending machine locations or locations that need vending machines or warehouses in my area or high schools in my area, you could get a contact person's email and phone number quicker than going to that location and trying to talk to that person, because they specifically put barriers and what they call gatekeepers in the industry in your way to get to talk to those people, because they don't want you selling. They don't want random people coming and soliciting a product. Although vending is a good benefit for many locations, and if you offer better quality service, machines, maintenance, prices, people are going to want your machines. But just know your efforts have to be placed into buckets in this industry that will actually continue to grow your scale your business to wherever you want it to be. And that kind of leads to the next point. Data is kind of the real advantage now in 2026, where if you go back 10 years ago in this industry, data was still kind of scarce, hidden. Now within the industry, you have all the data at your fingertips, whether you're using a sales outreach platform, whether you have a CRM, whether you have ChatGPT, Claude, any type of these AI models, that you can essentially just prompt them and say, hey, give me 5 locations within 5 minutes of this zip code, and it'll give you locations that have vending machine accounts. To that point though, I do have a video coming out later this month on the top top 10 vending machine business prompts that will prompt your vending business to success. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned later on, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then in a couple weeks when that video comes out, I'm sure it will be very beneficial to your vending business. But to the point, data is what grows in this business now. If you do not have the data, if you do not have the right numbers, if you do not have the contact person's correct name and phone number, it makes it a little harder. But make sure you're selling to the right locations. And I think the last point that's super important to know, where lazy vendors and lazy people in this industry will get squeezed out no matter what. If you are lazy in this industry in 2026 and beyond, people will be able to take your accounts, take your profit, take your machines, take your locations. You have to secure your accounts, whether it's contracts, whether it's a good friendly relationship, whether it's getting a gift every Christmas for your location contact points. And it's just something as simple as thank you for allowing us to place these machines. And as well, it's really important, and I'm sure I'll have a video coming out here soon, knowing how to kind of talk to these locations, knowing, you know, the fact that we have our machines in their business, we're kind of renting real estate from these people, from these locations. You have to know whether you should pay a commission, not pay a commission, or simply just a thank you and a gift around Christmas time might just be enough. I've grown my business to not have many commission-based accounts and simply just offer superior service, superior pricing. And if ever, here's a tip for you. If you are gonna have to offer commission and a location wants 10 or 20%, just let them know that that commission will be added to the top of the price, which just increases the price for the consumer in those locations at the end of the day. Most locations don't want to increase the price for their employees, for the people who walk in their business. So making that a known thing, it's just a tip in the industry. If someone wants a commission, just tell them, okay, that's not a problem. We just have to tack it on top of the price of the products, because now prices are so inflated, as you've seen. So it just makes it a little tougher for us to offer reasonable commissions without touching the profits. So that's as simple as it is. And it's just engineering good placement, having good machines, having good contacts, reaching out to people, keeping a strong pipeline of inbound and outbound leads so you know who wants machines, who don't. And if you enjoyed this video very much, hit that like button, leave a comment down below something you enjoyed. In the next video though, I'm gonna break down the no BS guide, everything you need to know to scale your vending business in 2026, from whether you have 0 machines, 1 machine, 2 machines, to over 10 machines in a year. And I'm gonna give you all that broken down in the next video. If you are looking forward for that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will have that video out here in the next week or two. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video too, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video here very soon. Peace.